Hello friends, how's it going? In today's video, as I promised, I will show you all the Christmas things that I thrifted mainly in the past year, but some of them I have for a much longer time than that. Some of them I bought for myself and I'm not using anymore, and some of them I bought last year for Christmas, but I didn't list them in time. So now I will drop them all on the website and hopefully some of them will sell. So there is no thrifting footage today, but you may remember some of them from previous videos, or if you follow me on Instagram, you may have spotted them on Reels or on some of my stories. As you can see, I'm wearing a festive jumper. It's not really my color, is it? But it was the most festive one that I have. Without further ado, let's get to it. I will start with the thing that I've had for the longest time, and it's this beautiful snowman. The snowman itself looks like it's made of some kind of resin, and the frame is made of wood, so is the background, and it looks hand painted, and it says "Let it snow." And I thought it was adorable, and I've had it for at least 4 years. I still remember the charity shop where I bought it from. It doesn't exist anymore, and I know that I paid 50p for it. I used it to decorate in my own home with it, but since we moved here last year, I couldn't find a spot for it yet, so I think I'm ready to let it go. And this is another thing that I use in my own home. It's a beautiful cross stitch. It was stitched with a metallic thread and it has some sequins, and yeah, I thought it was beautiful. I bought it from a charity shop where everything costs £1, so I paid £1 for it. One of the most exciting things in this whole video is this beautiful candle holder. I bought it early this year. It was January or February, and I paid £1 for it. And when I looked it up on Google, I found that someone sold one like it for about £100, £80, something like that. And I was like, oh gosh. It's made by Villeroy & Boch, and that makes sense because they sell quite expensive stuff, and this one is discontinued, so they don't sell it anymore, and their stuff is usually collectible. It was meant to have some matching candles for these little holes, but obviously who had it used them, because I can actually see some melted wax on the sides. So I initially thought that I should search for candles in this size and sell them together, so that the buyer doesn't have to search for these weird sized candles. But then I changed my mind because maybe the buyer prefers another color than what I would have bought. Maybe I would have bought white and they wanted red candles, who knows. So I will just list it as it is. Now let me show you a few Christmas mugs. One of them, if you watched my videos, you know that I bought this one from a yard sale last month, I think it was, and I paid 50p or £1. I think it was £1 for this one. It's made by Salisbury Bone China, and I love that it has the pattern on both sides, and the illustration is very sweet. I have quite a few mugs, so I don't know if I should show them to you in a row. Does it become too boring, or should I show them in between other stuff? I think I'll just show you all the mugs and just be done with them. So one of them is this one with holly and this beautiful ribbon with bows, and it was made by Roy Kirkham. Sorry if I butchered that. And I love that the pattern is also on the handle. Then this one with beautiful robins and rose hips and a holly border at the top and at the bottom. I think it's so adorable. Then this one, this is made by Spode, and it's not actually old, but this pattern was used by them for many years and they still produce them. Then this one with these beautiful Victorian images, I think is so charming, so beautiful. And I wish I had them in pairs, but these are all singles. I have a pair of mugs though. This is the only pair of mugs that I have, and they are decorated with holly on all sides, and they are made by Shannonbridge, Ireland. So those were all the mugs. They're not a lot if you think that I actually thrifted for them for a whole year. But now let me show you some art. I have this beautiful watercolor painting. It is an original, and I remember the charity shop where I bought it from, and I remember that I paid £3 for it, even though I bought it more than a year ago. It is signed, but I can't actually tell what the signature says. And I actually love that the frame is pink. So this piece is not actually Christmas related, but it's perfect for winter and for this season. It may be just me, but I absolutely love watercolor paintings. And I actually have one more watercolor picture, and it's this one. It's not framed. It used to be framed when I found it, but the frame was so broken and ugly. Same as the other one, not for Christmas in particular, but it looks very peaceful and is perfect for winter. And it actually has another image on the back, but it's not as nice as this one. It isn't signed, but it is an original, and I will make sure to find a nice frame for it. Also, not particularly Christmassy are these bells. It's this big one and this small one with a crystal handle. I just think that bells are perfect for Christmas decorating. Maybe it's because of the song Jingle Bells. I bought this big one from a car boot sale about 2 months ago, and I paid £1 for it. I remember that. And this one, I bought it from a charity shop. I know the charity shop where I bought it from, but I can't remember exactly the price. I think it was £2, something like that. And then I have this beautiful Christmas tree. It's actually a tea light holder, and it has these little holes in the shape of stars and bubbles. And I love the slightly muted colors. I love that it's not a bright green and a bright red and everything so bright. I bought it from a charity shop a long time ago. I think it was, I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but I remember that I paid £4 for it. Is it weird how I remember prices, even if I bought things such a long time ago? Yeah, this is just how my brain works. I remember all the silly things from years ago, and I don't know where my card is, for example, right now. I needed it yesterday to withdraw some cash, and I couldn't find it, and I have no idea where it is. With the same vibe as the Christmas tree, I have this beautiful figurine. See, it's the same muted colors, more or less. It's actually a snowman, and it's dressed like Santa, and it holds a Christmas tree in one hand and a bow in the other one. I think it's very cute. What do you think? I also have this box with 3 ornaments. I bought them from a car boot sale exactly like this. I can't remember how much I paid for them, but I'm sure it wasn't more than £2 or £3. They were all put in this box, but I think originally this box used to have only glass. Some of the glass bubbles have some wear. They are not in perfect condition, but they are still very nice. And even if the fabric floral ones are obviously from a different set, I feel that they still match. And I'm actually thinking to list them exactly as they are. And I have one more set of glass bubbles. These look in better condition than the other ones, and they were made by Saint Michael. This is the brand that Marks and Spencer used in the past for homewares and clothes. Now it doesn't exist anymore since 2000 or something like that. Now everything is just M&S. I bought them from a charity shop last year, and I paid £2 or £2.50 for them. Next thing is this little tray, or I don't know, I think it can be used as a tray. It can be used for candles or to make like a Christmas centerpiece. I don't even know if it's vintage. It looks vintage, but I couldn't find it with Google Lens. It is a little bit rusty, but I didn't mind. I think it adds to the charm. What do you think of it? Next is this pot. I think these are called preserve pots. They can be used for jam, even for sugar. It has this little gap in the lid so that you can actually put a spoon in it and just leave it there. I love the holly pattern on it, and I think it's very pretty. Another thing that is not specific for Christmas, but it's perfect for winter, especially if you decorate with blue and white, is this massive wall plate. It has a hook on the back so you can hang it on the wall. I don't know who the maker is, but I thought it was special when I saw it. It looks very, very interesting. And I remember that I paid £2 for it. What do you think? Is it too massive to be hung on the wall? Would you use it for something else rather than hang it on the wall? And then I have this beautiful set by Wedgewood. It's not a complete set, but I will list them individually anyway. The pattern is called Queen's Holly, and you may remember it from one of my first videos here on YouTube. I think I paid £4 or £5 for the whole set. I can't remember exactly. So there is a cup with saucer, a pair of small plates, a set of 4 bigger plates but not as big as the dinner plates, and a pair of dinner plates. Sadly, one of them is chipped, but I will list it anyway because I think it's still better to list them as a pair even though one of them is chipped rather than one odd plate. And speaking of odd plates, I have this one. Well, this is not necessarily for food. I would say it's rather to display on a shelf or on a wall. It was made in 1993 by Royal Albert, and I think the image on it is absolutely beautiful. It makes me want to be there. And there's another one. This was made in 1994 by Villeroy and Boch, so this may be worth some more. And this was part of a series called Foxwood Tales. And I bought these 2 plates from a charity shop less than a month ago, and I paid 50p for each of them, so that was a great deal. And the last plates that I want to show you are these Christmas plates by Portmeirion. They are actually already in my shop, but I think I will need to redo the pictures because they don't get enough attention. I thought they would be more popular than they actually are. So yeah, I think I will update the photos and see how that works. Another thing that I thrifted recently, less than a month ago, are these 2 teacups. They are both made by Royal Albert, and one of them is called Christmas Magic. And it's actually a Christmassy version of their Old Country Roses pattern. It has a Christmas tree on one side and some gifts on the other side. And the other one is called Christmas Rose and is part of the Flower of the Month series. This is the December one. I bought them at the same time from a local charity shop and I paid £2 for each of them. And that was a great deal because these are worth quite a lot. One of the last things that I want to show you is this beautiful set with bell and a pierced bowl. I think they were supposed to be a set because I bought them together like this. Even though they are both with candles, the pattern doesn't really match, but they are made by the same maker, and the maker is actually a Romanian pottery, and I rarely find things by this maker here in England, and maybe that's why they felt so special to me, because if you don't know, I am from Romania. And the last thing that I will include in my Christmas drop is not something that was made to be Christmassy. They are horse brasses. I have this idea to attach ribbons to them and they will be nice for the Christmas tree. I have over 30 of them, so it will take me quite some time to put ribbons on all of them. And these are the colors that I bought. I thought they would look lovely. And I also bought I ordered, it didn't arrive yet, a burgundy color, so I hope they will be popular. There are 2 things that I forgot to film yesterday. I don't know how I managed to miss them. One of them is this beautiful mug. It's not specifically Christmas or even winter. It makes me think of winter because of the colors. It looks like studio pottery. It is stamped, but I couldn't find any information about this maker. It has a tiny hole in the glaze, but it's not very obvious, and I think it's still gorgeous. And the second thing is this lovely candle holder with holly design at the base. It has a sticker which says made in Japan. I wish it had a pair, but it's just this one. So this was everything for today. I know that it's not a lot, but it's everything that I could find. Charity shops are filled with Christmas things, especially in this period of the year, but only a few of them are actually vintage. So I rarely find something to buy for my vintage shop. Let me know what you think of these things, and if you have a favorite. My favorite must be this one. I just love it. And I'm also very happy with these 2 teacups, but I actually love all of them. I can't wait to upload them on the website and see how they do. Thank you for watching this video. Next Friday I will post the Q&A video if everything goes to plan. It's not too late to ask me anything. If you think of any questions for me, leave them in the comments. I will try to film the video next week, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. So if you leave me your questions by then, I will try to address them. So far, a very popular question is how I clean the brass. So I'll make sure to include that. I hope you will like it. I know it won't be as exciting as a thrift with me video, a haul video, but I think it will be more helpful, especially if you are a reseller like me, or if you plan on starting a business like this, or if you're just curious to see how things work behind the scenes. Anyway, before that, I will see you on Monday with a video where I show you what sold this week from my vintage shop. Make sure to check it out if you are curious to see if any of these Christmas things will sell by then. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and maybe consider subscribing if you want to stick around. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!